Episode 1092. Long live Donald Adams!
Or something.
Douglas, I mean.
Well, it's not a good volume if you just talk louder when we start the show.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Sorry. For your headphones, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm turning your headphones down.
Everything else is quiet. That's fine.
I'm controlling his headphones, ladies and gentlemen, and that can be hurtful to your ears if it's too loud. Mm-hmm. And you're so young, I don't want to destroy your hearing this young in your life.
Thanks.
You have so many things that you need to hear, like Mike's Daily Podcast. Hi, I'm Mike Matthews. That's Hayley, Thesemi. We're at Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Mike's Daily Podcast. Well, hey, did you know tonight's a primary in Orlando and Kentucky?
Nope.
I mean Oregon. And Fox News is feeling kind of lucky because they can talk bad about Democrats because you've got the Hillary and the Bernie duking it out, and someone's gonna get rolled out on a gurney. Hey, hurdy-gurdy man, what up? Daily Podcast.
This does sound like an open mic.
Thanks. There was an open mic last night in Mike's Hayward. Daily. I didn't go to it, but podcast. I did spend the afternoon in Hayward. You know why? Yeah. You want to know why? Do 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 you?
Sure, Mike.
There is humor in pauses. I wanted to go to Buffalo Bill's microbrewery that has been there a long time, longer than you've been alive. That's a lie. And it's they make a great burger there, and I had a Johnny something oatmeal stout. It was delicious. And I sat next to this old couple that weren't really a couple. They were like old friends, but it was a male-female. And they had been married, to other people. And they were like meeting from, like she was coming from somewhere this side of the mountains, and he was coming from somewhere on the other side, like Livermore. And get a map. You'll understand what I mean.
No, I understand what you mean.
And he was sitting there at the front of the restaurant, and I saw him sitting over there. I saw her sitting next to me, and I guess they didn't see each other. This is the cute little things that happen when you're old. And he's waiting for her, she's waiting for him. Oka just walked in, and both of them are thinking, oh, where are they? So she picks up her phone and goes, Paul, where are you? What? You're here? Well, I don't see you. He's like, well, I don't see you. And the thing is, Hayley, I was in the way because my big fat head was blocking their view of each other. So he gets up and walks in, and she hangs up with him, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I said to her, is that the guy you're looking for? And she's like, oh yeah, that's him. But she's in a wheelchair, so she can't go get him. So I'm like, I'll go get him. So I run over, and I'm like, and he's already, he was a fast f***er. He was moving around really fast. Kind of this lean, mean kid in his 80s, walking around. And I go, oh, look who else has walked in. I go, sir, I think the woman you're looking for is right there. And he's like, oh, okay.
Sir, I think the woman you're looking for was in front of you the whole time.
Which is the punchline of every romantic movie I love.
True. And most that I hate, too.
Let's go outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. And also one of my favorite 80s songs. The search is over. Oh! You were with me all the while. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Now the miles stretch, and out behind me, love that I had lost. Broken hearts lie victims of the day. Then true love, it finally struck like lightning from the blue. Every highway's bringing me back to you. Now at last it's over. And I forgot the rest of the lyrics. You're welcome.
Thanks. That was lovely.
Can I continue? My story is almost over with them.
Yeah.
And they're talking and they're getting reacquainted. They're like, wow, Hayward's changed a lot, blah, blah, blah. I remember when it was farmlands, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, did you bring your dog? And he's like, yeah. Do you mind if I get her? And she's like, sure. No, that's fine. So he goes over to his car. His car was like right there, and lets out this beautiful pit bull that's about a little over a year old, and shiny black coat. That actually she was part lab, and she comes walking in and says hi to me, and I mean, this dog was so young for this old guy. It's so funny and, perky and jumpy and everything. And he's like, yeah, I saved him. She was on my front doorstep. And her name's Ebby, which is short for Ebony.
Oh.
And then she told me, the old lady told me all about her dogs. She had like a corgi or something, some corgi mix. Mm-hmm. And what a fun afternoon. And I had just decided, Hayley, I'm going to stop at Buffalo Bill's and have a burger and a beer, because I had not in a long time. And I wanted to experience the downtown Hayward experience, which is oft maligned. Downtown Hayward.
Oft maligned.
Because people are like, Hayward, ew, armpit, gangs.
Hayward. More like dumb word.
That's all I use are dumb words. Do you ever use a dumb waiter?
I don't think I've ever used a dumb waiter, but I've seen a dumb waiter being used.
That's just not nice to call them dumb. It's going to be, you know what this weekend is? National Wait Staff Day. I think it's Saturday. So you should definitely thank your waiters and waitresses, or food servers is probably the more.
Dumb or not.
Hayley, I want to tell you that without you, this show would suck.
I haven't said anything today.
Last show, we were a little bit chatty, and we might be feeling a little bit under chatty today, because
I wouldn't say we're under chatty. We just we need to ramp off into the direction of chattiness.
Well, we had a couple people walk in whilst I was telling my story.
Yeah, but I gagged them and stuffed them in a corner.
Oh, well then, fine. You murdered them, is what you're saying.
What? No, I'm saving them for later.
But they'll be dead. They won't be of any use. Which brings us to Hercule Poirot.
Speaking of dead and of no use.
Hey, it was such a great... Well, Agatha Christie wrote these novels at the turn of the last century. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, she wrote them maybe in the Renaissance era. I'm not really sure. But
she had a good time. That's all we're sure of.
If she wrote them in the Renaissance era, though, she definitely saw the 1930s clearly, because she writes about them perfectly. But Hercule Poirot is a Belgian man who solves murders. And one of the most famous, and you're going to recognize this title, Murder on the
It's Murder on the Orient Express.
Thank you. Not the Morient Express, because that would have been done with the Moron Express, which is what this is. Whee! Look at the characters that walked in. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. I'm not dead. How y'all doing?
It's Disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what. You know, I think Bernie Sanders is going to become the next Trump.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Nevada, meeting of the Democrats, and, Bernie supporters were being all like Trump supporters and yelling and stuff? Because I guess the lady that runs the Democrat, maybe she was just a total Hillary-er.
Mm-hmm. They were like, hey, this sucks. Hey, this sucks.
So that's very Trump-like. But, politics aside, it's a better world. Who else is here? Someone that you kill oftenly.
Oftenly.
Hi, I'm the brewmaster. I make the root beer. I cut you for killing me all those times. Oh boy.
This is the wonderful adventures that happens on the Moron Express.
Murder on the Orient Express is spoilers. I'm gonna just tell you everything about this freaking story, but it's, I think, the only novel she ever wrote where every suspect, usually the suspect, you're like, that person did it, and then you find out, no, they didn't do it. It was the person you least expected that did it.
What? The butler?
The butler did do it in one. I can't remember the one, but in this one, everybody did it.
What?
Everybody did it that was on the train. They killed this guy because he apparently had killed a baby years earlier. He kidnapped the baby from a rich family in order to extort a bunch of moolah from them.
Right.
And then in the process of having this baby kidnapped, he killed the baby somehow. I forget. But it's really sad. But see, what was beautifully done about this BBC production, or it wasn't even BBC, it was like ITC, one of the, whatever BBC, British. They, an American movie would take you all into that scene with the baby and the killer, and you'd spend like about 30 minutes of that and go
flashback.
Yeah. This, every time they mentioned it, it was just like a quick little newspaper clipping that would go.
Did it make the sound?
Go whoosh and hit the microphone.
Did it make the newspaper sound? The
oh yeah, where it spins.
Where it spins up,
and then it freezes.
And then it freezes there with the headline, and then it spins away.
No, that would have been cool.
Oh, it's my favorite thing.
But guess who was in this? Jessica Chastain. I didn't give you any time to guess.
Who the is Jessica Chastain?
She was in some movie and was nominated for an Academy Award or won it or something.
Well, good for her. Also, she has more money than me. I hate her.
Me too. Well, in the end, they drug the guy that killed the baby on the train.
Right.
So he can't move. And then each one of the people, apparently everybody was affiliated in some way to the family. And so they were getting revenge for the family. Because horrible things happened to the family after he killed the baby, and they all blamed it on this guy.
So horrible that Agatha Christie had to actually piece together that they were all connected to the family.
Exactly. And so that way everybody would come in and stab the guy, because Hercule Poirot comes in and all he finds is a dead body with a bunch of stab wounds, and he doesn't know what it is. Why? Who's this guy? Whatever. And then, anyway, that's why I got to bed at frickin' 9:30 because of that damn movie. It was so enthralling.
Cool.
But I finally saw it. Now, they did a movie of it with Albert Finney in the 70s, where Albert Finney played Hercule Poirot. And this one, David Suchet played Hercule Poirot. I don't know. I think I saw a piece of that old one, but this was such a good production. This one here that was done in 2012. It's a recent one. So find that on Netflix with David Suchet playing Hercule Poirot, and you'll be enthralled. By the way, the Orient Express is a train that goes like through the backwoods of Turkey and through the mountains and Russia and whatnot. It's all cold and it snow, and it's kind of neat.
Well, and it goes into, the Orient.
Which would be what they prefer to be called Asia?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're all named Harold? No, wait, that's some other thing I have messed up in my brain. Let's talk about Katy Perry.
Katy Perry? Why are we talking about Katy Perry?
Well, she's dating Orlando Bloom?
No.
Do you know that when I was going through my divorce, a song of hers that really helped me out was California girls are undeniable. Something bikini. On top. No, her song was I'm wide awake. I love that frickin' song. And then I saw the video and I loved it more with her black lipstick and looking all gothy.
I do not think that I've seen the video for that song, but who wrote that song?
She did.
You sure?
Yeah, it was after the whole Russell Tramp affair. Russell Crap? Brand. That's his name.
Russell Brand.
Because she was married to him. And And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a cool, I like this. I know, listener.
It's good.
And that helped me a lot. I was having a lot of problems with MikeSaleyPodcast.com yesterday. The website was giving me issues, but it should be nice now, listener. Go to it now.
Go!
And you'll hear past shows and see the podcast pictures from the past.
And he's got that cubbyhole thing, which is actually really cool, where it's a bunch of interviews from people that, like, you'd probably recognize their names, and they're actually fairly famous, but Mike didn't know they were famous at the time, and they didn't know they were famous at the time. So Mike tries to call him up nowadays. He's like, hey, it's Mike from Mike's Daily Podcast. And they go, what? Who?
Yeah.
Who the hell?
Yeah, they don't know who the hell I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's a wonderful plug. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all from cassette because it was long ago when I met them. Mm-hmm. Now they don't know me from Adam, but that's all right.
Who's Adam?
Who the hell is Adam?
Who is Adam Carolla?
Oh. No, don't. I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
He's a podcaster guy. But whatever. Oh, and then the other quick thing about the Amazon. I wanted to just say that because I haven't talked about it in a while, that if you want to help out the show and you're shopping on Amazon, which I hear a lot of people do these days.
Yeah.
Click on that because soon they're going to have drones.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to buy is going to, some flying thing is going to come over and drop it on top of your house. It's going to be awesome. It'll sound like that. Use the link at mikesdailypodcast.com to buy stuff, and it helps us out. Finally, I would like to say this about thank you to all the people that comment on the show or send me emails at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks.
We are on Facebook.
Yeah.
And somebody, in fact, did comment. Can I read you this one comment?
Of course.
It says, hello, mate, from the East Coast, Plymouth, Ma. Plymouth, Ma?
That's Massachusetts.
Oh, fuck.
If you didn't know.
Oh, you know who commented that? Was Frankie Denol, who I interviewed late last year on Into an Interview.
Oh, fascinating.
He's a singer-songwriter. Thanks, Frankie. Oh, also, I posted on my Facebook, which you can find facebook.com/Mike Talks, because I talk.
On the podcast.
On the podcast.
This is the podcast.
That's where I'm talking now.
Hey, check out Mike's Daily Podcast's podcast at mikesdailypodcast.com, where you can see all the podcasts. Including our most recent episode where we talk about Mike's Daily Podcasts.
And dearest listener, tell everyone you know in the industry about Hayley Thesemi, who can plug something like no other. I mean, you got to get Hayley to plug your shit, is all I'm going to say.
It's true. I can sell anything.
Oh! One of the best lines in Murder on the Orient Express was one of the suspects goes, I would have killed that bastard, pardon my French, and the Belgian, and they speak French there. The Belgian man, Hercule Poirot, goes, Mademoiselle, indeed, that is French. I didn't say that right. Anyway, you get the idea. Or maybe you don't. Oh, the other thing was I posted on my Facebook, you know how they give you the memories on Facebook now all the time? And it gave me the memory that I had a picture with Lena Masitzis. And she's a podcast producer and just the cutest girl. Mm-hmm. Just so smart and wonderful and brilliant, and she's got insane eyes. And I had a picture with her, and I looked so goofy in it. And I reposted the picture and said, this was a memory from over 2 years ago. I can't believe it. And she commented on it and said, A+ memory.
Wow.
I felt really special.
A+. Good job.
And then a bunch of her fans on Facebook gave thumbs up. Or they gave angry. Or they gave Angry Birds. I don't know, something.
Yeah. How do you feel about those new Facebook reactions?
I use them.
Sometimes, yeah.
I like to use the love on some things, and I like to use the angry about other things, and the sad if somebody dies.
I really liked the flower for Mother's Day.
There's a flower one?
When on Mother's Day you could react with a flower, and I loved it.
I didn't know that.
There was absolutely zero emotion behind that. You could just flower it. Like, what does that mean? Man, I'm having a really shitty day. Flower. Who here likes this musical group? Flower. Here's a picture of my food. Flower, flower, flower.
What? You were eating flowers? What are you? Some kind of bug?
Hey, I got 7 flowers and an angry face on my selfie. Does that mean he likes me?
You know, people are leaving Facebook because they just hate the insincerity of Facebook. You know, you have a birthday and people write, Happy B-Day. And that's all they write. And it's like, well, you put so much effort into saying happy birthday to me, thanks.
See, the insincerity is literally the only reason that I stay on Facebook. I adore it. I have the type of friends on Facebook where it's someone's birthday and they'll just put birth on your wall. They'll pass the happy birthday or anything, they'll just put birth.
Well, and I know that musician guy who commented on my Facebook I mentioned earlier, he did that only to basically say, hey, I'm still here, play my music.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he doesn't listen to the show or anything, so...
He's totally going to listen to this one now.
I betcha.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't spelled happy birthday correctly when telling someone happy birthday on a social media site in years.
How do you spell it? Birthday?
Happy birthday. It changes every time.
Okay, now it all makes sense to me when you write me things on Facebook. I'm like, what the hell? Why can't he write?
No, and I do it on purpose.
Well, dearest listener, please comment on the Facebook. You can we also have a Facebook page, Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Or Mike's Daily Podcast, whatever, the Facebook page.
/ Mike's Daily Podcast.
And write your horrible mangled writing on my timeline.
It is Mike's Daily Podcast, what, 5-year anniversary? Little bit ago?
It was. Did you get a special thing about that?
No.
Oh.
But you can wish Mike's Daily Podcast a happy birthday.
Yes, I'd appreciate that because it has been 5 years and I didn't do a damn thing in honor of that.
Yeah. We should at least go down to 21st Amendment.
You would go to 21st Amendment?
Oh, hell yeah.
We're all over that shit, man. I'm telling you. David Naderhood was there last time. Oh, let's play the David Naderhood clip.
So Mike has a podcast that it has some hilarity in it that I've not yet heard, actually. But anyway, we'll talk later. Well, some people have heard it. I know that. More people than have heard mine.
There he is. He's our friend.
David had such a bad day yesterday. Oh, everybody was on his man. It was just... Poor guy. And then the Powerpuff Girls. I caught an episode. It was the episode... Okay, that show's been on like over 2 decades now.
No, it hasn't.
What? Explain.
No, it hasn't. The 90s cartoon ended in the 90s.
It did?
The reboot is getting a heavy amount of criticism.
Why? Hayley, tell me now.
Numerous animation errors and bad writing.
There's animation errors?
All over the place.
Okay, because the original show was animation beauty.
I believe it was hand animated.
I love that snap, bam, 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 kind of almost like a poking fun at anime type thing.
Yeah, almost in a way.
I loved it. And Mojo Jojo?
Yes. So, I mean, the original one is still considered to be one of the best cartoons, especially out of the 90s, as far as children cartoons go. But the new cartoon that it was probably the one that you saw.
It was a beauty pageant one. It was so funny.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe you did see the original.
It might have been the original.
But they did do a reboot that they're playing on Cartoon Network. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of the worst cartoons.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's just horrible writing, and then there's animation errors all over the place because it's actually computer animated.
Oh,
It's, combination computer animated as they do nowadays.
Whereas the original was hand animated.
It was hand animation.
I'm finding the older I get, the more I sound like the guy, girls, I need you to do this for me. Or whatever, the one that's their overseer or whatever. Not the scientist guy.
The mayor?
The mayor! It's the mayor. And then the mayor...
Hello! I can't do any sort of good voice for...
You know what? I think it was a recent one because during the beauty pageant, their scientist dad guy, he's filming them with a tablet.
Oh.
With an iPad or something. So it was... Did they have iPads in the 90s? No.
No.
That came out like 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, longer than that, but still.
It came out 20 years ago. And...
I can't believe that the Powerpuff Girls ended in 1908.
And then Agatha Christie started writing a couple episodes.
In the Renaissance.
In the Renaissance era. And that's the truth. Look it up. God damn it. Katie, who does Lady Katie Holding Court with Lady Katie. Mm-hmm. I haven't played back her show. We recorded some stuff, but there's one of the things, Gesundheit.
Wow, you're psychic.
Speaking of French, she's dating a French guy. Okay. And I can't wait to play back this. I haven't done this yet, but apparently the French guy she said something to him like, hey, what do you like most about me? And he goes, I could tell you about your eyes, but I could tell you about your mouth. I will tell you next time, or something like that. I can't wait to play back this story. It's hilarious. And it's kind of romantic. And we've lacked a little romance on this show. I mean, right there outside here, Benita and the Disgruntled Fiddle Player are totally making out, and it's kind of disgusting.
It's really gross.
Especially because they're...
Let's leave.
I just feel like I got him. Oh, but podcast picture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
So, for all you Lady Katie fans, we will get on that chit-chat interview at some point in the future. I don't know when. Oh, and then we have Jarrell, too, who we may have into an interview with Jarrell and someone from... What's that anime con thing in San Jose?
Yeah, you talked about that.
Yeah.
The Fanime.
He wants to get on the girls from that little cafe where the...
I cannot believe...
Where the girls dress all...
I really can't believe that.
In anime outfits and whatnot. Oh, they did get back to me, that company, that whatever they call it. Maids?
It's called a maid cafe.
The Maid Cafe. And they said, Mike, that sounds like a great idea, but we can't.
Wow, we should totally do that. Except we won't.
We won't. And I'm like, all right, poor Jarrell, he'll be sad.
Yeah.
Where I am here in this picture is the Barbara Price Marina Park, otherwise known as the Antioch City Marina.
I thought you were going to say Barbara Streisand.
It's the Barbara Streisand Marina Park. There's a place for us, somewhere, a place for... I hate it when I go into falsetto voice because I hate singing. Riverview is where that is near. Where Riverview, if you go to Riverview...
Where's Riverview?
Okay, everybody, here's where all this is. It's somewhere... the Bay Area is interesting because we have these waterways that go from the ocean all the way to like Stockton. Sloughs and rivers
and sometimes whales get stuck in them.
Yeah, that happened a couple years back, and there's marinas all along the way, and this is one of them, buried deep in the inland, but still kind of close to like the backside of Walnut Creek and Concord and all that crap.
Is that up near the Delta?
I guess we're kind of near the Delta in this.
Okay.
But I love this area. And I go out there, and I took Basil, and there was this wonderful... that's my dog. There's a dog sound effect for you. That's an actual bark from him. And there, I took this picture, and that's at the Antioch Marina near Riverview. It was really nice, beautiful day. And if I had a Sea-Doo, I would be all up in that, is all I'm saying. Just riding around. Or if I had one
Sea-Doo.
of those... If I knew how to do one of those kites things where they're on the kite and they're surfing at the same time, I would do that.
Windsurfing, I think?
Yeah, I'd do
or
that.
Or no, that's the one where, like, it's
You
a
have a
surfboard
sail.
with a sail attached to
Yeah.
it. That always looked pretty fun to me.
You know, you could probably do that.
I could do anything if I believe in myself.
I believe you can fly. I believe you can touch the sky. And if you did touch the sky, your hand would just go right through it because it's just basically air and you...
Spread my wings and fly away.
Well, we had a good time. We learned a lot about the Powerpuff Girls. We learned a lot about life and death. Thank you, Hayley.
Life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, what a wonderful book. Thank you, Douglas Adams.
Thank you, Douglas Adams.
You were so off the wall and wonderful.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!